Topping our news at 5:30, prosecutors calling the abuse endured by a 9-year-old boy in Detroit just egregious, and they say he was tortured and killed by his step-parents. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Simon Shakat.
And I'm Glenda Lewis. Those step-parents were both before a Detroit judge today, where testimony revealed that Children's Protective Services was warned about the boy more than a year before he died. 7
investigator Ross Jones in the courtroom with the very latest.
There were a lot of marks from pretty much head to toe all over his body, front and back. There was bruising on the back of his head, almost like bed sores, and on his backside.
When Detroit police saw the body of Owen Rosario, the 9-year-old was covered in bruises, scratches, and scars. Just hours earlier, his step-parents Sampaguita and Sherman Jones said he'd been sick.
They said Owen was doing a lot of coughing. They tried to put him in the shower for the steam to get into his system, but he had passed out, so they called EMS.
But police and prosecutors argue this was much more than just a simple illness, that Owen was tortured, abused, and ultimately killed by his step-parents, both licensed foster care workers, and that warnings to Children's Protective Services went unheeded.
I hadn't seen him. I wanted a welfare check because I hadn't seen him.
Taking the stand today was Martha Waller, the mother of defendant Sherman Jones, who acknowledged calling CPS about concerns over Owen. According to a warrant request submitted in this case, Waller told Detroit police that during a visit in 2023, she observed both of Owen's hands were burnt. She asked her son about the burns, and he told her Owen burnt his hands when he pulled oatmeal out of the microwave. She said prior to her husband passing in 2023, she saw bruising on Owen's back. She said almost every time she saw Owen, he had marks on his face. But on the stand today, Waller's testimony was more subdued.
You had seen some marks on his face, is that correct?
Yeah, some marks. Yeah, like little marks.
Were the marks of a condition that you felt as though they were alarming to you?
No.
In your experience with raising children, is it abnormal for little boys to have marks or scrapes on their face?
No.
According to Detroit police, Waller's call to CPS was one of 2 instances where the agency was alerted Owen could be in harm's way. Child Protective Services has recorded that on June 13, 2023, the victim had bruises on his body. On June 18, 2023, the victim had a suspected burn on his hand, was malnourished, underweight, and hungry. CPS rejected both complaints and had no law enforcement referral.
The injuries that we see are highly concerning for non-accidental trauma.
Also taking the stand today, Dr. Bradley Norrit from Children's Hospital, an expert witness in child abuse pediatrics. He examined Owen's body, finding evidence of a fractured arm, hand, and rib.
This is called an avulsion fracture. That area of bone was torn off his upper arm bone.
Dr. Norrit said Owen had scars visible all over his body and that he suffered from pneumonia at the time he died.
Would he have been able to cough without pain?
Rib fractures are very, very painful. So coughing, taking a deep breath, those would be things that would be difficult for him.
In your opinion, if Owen had gotten medical intervention a couple of weeks earlier, do you think he would have still succumbed to his injuries?
No.
Testimony concluded today before Dr. Norrit could be cross-examined. The preliminary hearing will continue tomorrow at 36th District Court, and we will be there.
Unfathomable. It's just
Truly,
really hard to wrap your mind around.
We wonder if CPS was contacted. How come more wasn't done to protect him?
Well, and prosecutors said this happened over the course of a year, so there's a lot for CPS to answer.
Yeah, we know there have been many other cases like this too. Thank you, Ross.
We know you'll stay on it. Appreciate you, Ross.